Normal goods, captive goods 3 years. Job work. Nation, I mean, the extension can be given 1 year for input, 2 years for capital goods. And these are all the procedural aspect theory, but the time limit you guys need to remember. If it is directly sent to the job worker, what is the time limit? When the assessee can avail the ITC? Those things they will ask the question. Okay, this is ISD distribution, how to distribute. Whatever I have told, it will be there. The theoretically they would have given little more things, but conceptually what I told, it will be the same. Aggregate turnover of all such recipients. Based on the turnover, we need to distribute. Like that, everything I have covered, but in summary form. They would have given in detail. Recovery of credit distributed in excess. Normally, they don't ask this one, recovery of credit. Order of utilization, payment of tax. Integrated sales tax, as the case may be, towards payment of any tax. Order how to utilize IGST to be the first payment of CGST, first payment of IGST, input tax, CGST, SGST, UTGST, like that you have to use it. Computation of GST liability. This is theory. There are 3 ledgers: electronic cash ledger, electronic credit ledger, electronic liability ledger. Like that, there are 3 ledgers are there. Liability ledger means how much you need to pay finally. Cash ledger means how much cash you have deposited in the ledger. Electronic credit ledger means it is the ITC part. Okay. Procedural. Now registration chapter. Okay. In this, registration is highly important. Accounts and records, only one provision is there that is important. E-way bill is important. Payment of tax we already covered. Refund procedures, it's purely theory. Most of them are in theory. I don't think you will get the problems on refund because refund is not that easy. Okay, demand recovery and litigation these are all theories. I will do registration, accounts and records. There is one provision is there that we need to understand. E-way bill. Returns, normally you will not get question on returns because it is very easy. First, registration. Okay, in registration you see who is liable for registration, who is not liable for registration, compulsory registration, what is the procedure, cancellation. I don't think revocation, they have not given revocation of cancellation. Everything is there. But mainly the first you need to understand the threshold limit. Second thing, who are the persons who require compulsory registration. These 2 are main in this registration. Okay. To know, before going to the registration, we need to know what are the special category states. Total 11 category, special category states are there. I think I explained all these things, special category states. This one, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Uttarakhand. Okay, these are the special category states. I think another 1 or 2 for the registration purpose is there. remember these, the one or two what I told in the registration chapter, it may not be the under special category states, but for those states, some of these states are also included there for the threshold purpose limit. Okay, you need to remember this special category states. Registration. Every supplier of the goods or services is required to obtain registration in the state or union territory where he makes taxable supply. Okay, where he makes taxable supply if his aggregate turnover exceeds the threshold limit. Now we need to understand to which state what is the threshold limit is applicable. For that basis, I have grouped the states into three parts. One is 10 lakh limit, another group of states 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and the remaining states will be for 40 lakhs and 20 lakhs. I will come back to this for a while. First one, registration. If you are in the state of MMT Nag means Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland. Make my trip Nagaland. Okay. If you are in these four states, if you are doing in these four states the business, if your turnover exceeds 10 lakhs, you have to get registered. Okay. Second group of states are put mask. Put mask. We tend to get confused if you do not understand the states properly. Put mask means P is equal to Puducherry, T Uttarakhand, T Telangana, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, SK. Put mask means last SK Sikkim. In these 6 states, if the turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, you have to get registered. The third category of states are Hajj and others. Hajj, Himachal Pradesh, Assam, and Jammu and Kashmir J. Hajj and others means apart from all these states, the others like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, all those things comes under other states. In Hajj and other states, if you are exclusively dealing in goods, then the threshold limit is 40 lakhs. If you are exclusively dealing in services, then the threshold limit is 20 lakhs. If you are doing both, then the lower limit is applicable, 20 lakhs. Understood? Okay. See, first categories. Make my trip MMT Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Tripura, Nagaland. In these 4 states, in any one of the states, assuming that you have business in all these 4 states, if in any one of the states your aggregate turnover exceeds 10 lakhs, you have to get registered in all 4 states, provided if you are dealing in taxable supply of goods. or services. This is first category of states. Second category of states, put mask. P. Puducherry, U. Uttarakhand, Telangana, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim. In these 6 states, if your aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, be it goods or services, you have to get registered. The last set of states, Hajj and others, H. Himachal Pradesh, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, and the other states apart from all these states. 6 plus 4 plus 3. In these states, if you are exclusively engaged in dealing in goods, then 40 lakhs. Exclusively service, 20 lakhs. If you are doing both, then it will be 20 lakhs. Understood? Okay. As I told you, this states, please remember properly. In any one of the states, if you are doing in all the states the business, if any one of the states exceeds the threshold limit, in that case you have to get registered in all the states in which you are doing the business. Always remember, the lower threshold limit will be applicable. That means if you are doing the business in Manipur and in Karnataka, in 2 states, and you are exclusively doing in goods, for Karnataka 40 lakh is applicable if you are doing exclusively in Karnataka only, 40 lakhs, that too in goods. If you are doing in Karnataka as well as Manipur, then 10 lakh is applicable to Karnataka, not 40 lakhs. Remember these points. Okay? There are certain exceptions. Certain exceptions in the sense, even if you do 1 rupee of business, you have to get registered. What are those? If you are doing the supply of PAID, P means pan masala, A means aerated water, I means ice cream, PAIT, not D. T means tobacco and tobacco products. PAIT, pait. Okay, P pan masala, aerated water, ice cream, tobacco and tobacco products. If you are dealing in these manufacturing of these products, concentrate on my words. I use manufacturing of these products, then your threshold limit of 40 lakhs, 20 lakhs or 10 lakh is not applicable. Only 20 lakhs limit. I said even if you do 1 rupee of this one, registration is required. Sorry, it is 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs limit is applicable. Where we saw this one, the same thing. A is not there here. Where we saw the same thing, same example. PAT in composition scheme. If you are a manufacturer, there PAIT was there. Here only PIT, tobacco, ice cream and pan masala. Okay, 20 lakh limit is applicable, not 40 lakhs. All these things, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs are all aggregate turnover. Now the question comes, aggregate turnover means what? The same thing which we studied in composition scheme. Same one, no change at all. Okay, hence I am not explaining again. Next, compulsory registration. Who are all the dealers or assessees has to get compulsorily registered. First one, casual taxable persons. We call it as in short form CTP. Casual taxable person. He has to get compulsory registration. Second one, any person who is paying tax under reverse charge mechanism, he has to get registered. Third one, e-commerce operator. E-commerce operator, I think in section 9, levy of goods, in that levy of GST, in that I think I explained Voyorum, Ola, Urban Clap. I think you guys remember all those things. For them, they have to compulsorily get registered. Agent has to get compulsorily registered. Agent. The person who is required to deduct tax, TCS we call it as tax, he has to get compulsory registration. Input service distributor, just before 10 minutes or 30 minutes back we discuss input service distributor. He has to get compulsory registration. And any person who is making interstate supply, interstate, he has to get compulsorily registered. Any person who is doing OIDA or online information data access and retrieval service, I think in the initial stages of GST I explained YouTube access, import of services, those persons have to get compulsorily registered. NRTP, non-resident taxable person, any foreigner who wants to come to India and do the business for some time only, he has to get compulsory registration. And any such other persons, as the government may notify, they have to get registered. It is not difficult, not easy also to remember. Hence I have used the keyword creations. Creations means these fellows, these assessees. C or wherever I have made it in red, these are all the keywords. Who are all not registered? Who are all not liable to register? If casual taxable person, here it is says compulsory registration, casual taxable person. Here is they are saying casual taxable person making interstate taxable supply of notified handicraft goods. That is exception. This is specific rule overrides this generic one. Okay, a person exclusively engaged in non-taxable supply, HP man. What are the five products which is not liable to GST as of now? Can anyone tell me? 5 products we discussed now. HP man, high speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, natural gas. HP man. That's the reason why I keep telling it is not that easy to remember many things. Hence, you have to use some code words as per your convenience. You can use those code words. Agriculturalists who is doing the cultivation, he is not required to get registered. Person making only the reverse charge. The person who pays the tax and reverse charge, compulsory registration. The person making reverse charge, that means advocate, he need not have to get registered because he is not required to get registered because all his services are taxable under reverse charge mechanism. Interstate supply of services up to 20 lakhs, you need not have to get registered. Handicraft goods, 20 lakhs, same is applicable to casual taxable person also. Effective date of registration, we discussed in ITC chapter. If you apply within 30 days of becoming liable, then you have to get registered. Within 30 days, you have to apply. If you submit after 30 days, the effective date becomes the date of grant of registration. In the above case, if you apply within 30 days of becoming liable, the date of registration will be effective on the day when your turnover exceeds threshold limit. Okay. This much is registration. What you need to remember? This one you need to remember. Which are the products to which what is the limit is applicable, you need to remember. On which the limit will be calculated. Aggregate turnover, you need to remember. Compulsory registration, you need to remember who are all the persons who required to get compulsorily registered. Okay, person not liable for registration. What is the effective date of registration? Even we discussed in the ITC chapter, special circumstances. There I explained there also, here also. NRTP, CTP registration, they have to get registered before they start doing the business. Before 7 days, they have to apply for the registration. Once they get the registration, then they start the business. The registration for the first term will be given for 90 days, maximum 90 days. They can request for the extension, but the extension will be given maximum whatever the period mentioned in the application or further 90 days, whichever is earlier. Up to that, they get the registration. All these things 5 days before they have to apply. I told 7, no, not 5. 90 days. Further 90 days, they give the registration, extension. But they have to apply. Okay, guys. This is all about a registration chapter. You get the problems on this. Problems in the sense they give the turnovers. You will have to calculate whether he is required to get registered or not based on the states in which that assessee is doing the business. Okay. Next, accounts and records. That means whatever the accounts the company or an assessee maintains, and the records, whatever the records one has to preserve. In this, you get the question on this part, especially whole scheme. You will get one question from this portion, this particular section. Okay, what is the time limit up to which records to be retained? They may get the question. Every taxpayer shall maintain the record, books of accounts and ancillary records until the expiry of 72 months. Remember the time limits, 72 months from the due date of furnishing annual return for the year to which the record relates. That means, I explained here, our previous year is 22-23. For that, annual return due date will be 31st December 23. From this date, that means 31st December 23 means 1st January 24. From there, 72 months you have to maintain the records. Till how many years? 72 months means how many years? 6 years. From 1/4/11/24. 6 year means what? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Up to 31st December 29, you have to maintain the records for the previous year 22-23. Understanding, guys? These calculations you guys have to do, they will give. They may ask the question, 2 marks question for new scheme. 1 marks will be for old scheme. Don't miss these kind of questions. You should score out from these. However, assume that you pay the tax and you feel that the tax paid was higher amount. You went to appeal. The appeal takes so many years to dispose. I mean to say the orders takes so many years to pass. In that case, the records and accounts to which you have gone for the appeal has to be maintained. The 72 months will always be there. Or 1 year from the date of passing of the order. From the date of passing of the order, next 1 year you have to maintain the records. If the order passed on 26th September 25, that means 26th September 25 means 26th September 26 or 72 months, whichever is later. Till that date you need to maintain the records. If the order passed on 26th September 35, 26th September 36 you need to maintain the records for the previous year 22-23. Understood? This is accounts and records. Any doubt in this? Only this one you please read, especially this section. You will get the question. Maintenance of records. And please go through what are all the records to be maintained. That is purely theoretical. Stock records, ITC registers, output registers, bills, invoices, debit note, credit note, cash register, everything they were given. Stock register like that they are given. Please go through the list. I don't think you will ask list the records to be maintained. You may get this question. Okay, that means registration we completed, accounts and records we completed. Now, where is that e-way bill? You have TDS also. Okay, then I have to do this one. Where is e-way bill? So, sir. 827. Chances of coming in the exam is very high. Normally you will get one question, especially old scheme. New scheme, they may give dates. You need to calculate the validity period. Say accounts and records. I told no. These are all the records you need to maintain. Production, stock, goods, input tax credit, output tax payable, all these things the records to be maintained. How many periods? It is given here. 72 months. I told no. If it has gone to revision, 1 year after the disposal of such revision. Okay, mandatory records to be maintained, all these things. They have given the list. Please go through this list. Electronic way bill. Okay, mark this one as important. E-way bill, we call it as e-way bill. Okay, e-way bill means every person who causes the movement of goods has to generate the e-way bill. Okay, if value of the goods exceeds consignment or goods exceeds 50,000 rupees, this 50,000 will be inclusive of your GST. Value plus GST both put together, if it exceeds, you have to generate the e-way bill. Okay, what is the value? Value is 50,000. See the example. Taxable value as per invoice. This is the base value 45,000, on which IGST if you apply 18%, it comes to 8,100. 45,000 plus 8,100, 53,100. You have to generate the e-way bill. E-way bill is required to be issued as the value of invoice including taxes exceeds 50,000. If assume that you are sending two goods. One is cloth, which is taxable. Another one is you are sending petrol, which is not taxable. If the value put together exceeds 50,000, you have to see what is the value of the taxable goods, on which what is the GST. If that value exceeds 50,000, then only you need to generate the e-way bill. Otherwise, no. Are you guys understanding? This one they may give question. They may give 2 or 3 products, out of which 1 or 2 may be taxable, another may be exempt or non-taxable. If the taxable value of goods including GST value of the goods base value plus GST of the taxable goods exceeds 50,000, then only you should generate the e-way bill. Otherwise, no. Okay. That is the first thing for e-way bill. This is the main thing, 50,000. How to calculate 50,000? Value plus GST. Okay. Now, what is the validity? They will ask. Validity of the e-way bill. This one is very important. You may give so much dates or time. I mean, the e-way bill has been generated. The distance is this much. What is the validity now? Till when e-way bill is valid? Like that, they will ask the question for old scheme. For new scheme also, chances of coming in the exam is very high. This e-way bill validity. Okay, see here in this they have segregated the conveyance into two parts. One is normal conveyance, another one is over dimensional cargo. Over dimensional cargo means big lorries which carries cars and others, other machinery, big machines. That is called as over dimensional. You will not ask what is meant by over dimensional cargo and all. They will give over dimensional. Okay, remember that name. If your vehicle is not over dimensional, normal one, the e-way bill up to 200 kilometers if you are traveling, I mean taking the goods in that lorry, if the distance between your place to the destination is up to 200 kilometers, your e-way bill will be valid for 1 day. For every additional 200 kilometers, one day validity will be increased. Okay. How to calculate? See this example. Okay. If an e-way bill is generated at 10 a.m. on 1/4/2018, 1/4/2018 at 10 a.m. in the morning you generate. Normally e-way bill the counting will start from 2/4/2018 midnight 12 o'clock. I mean midnight 12 o'clock means early morning, second early morning. Entire day till 11:59 p.m. on 2/4/2018 it will be valid. The date of generation when you are generating, excluding the day, the day will count it from the next day. Next day in the sense, the day when you generate, the day till 12 o'clock it will not be counted. From 12:01 it will start the counting of the days. Remember this one carefully. You will be given the dates or the e-way bill distance. They will give some dates for the old scheme. You have to tick the validity till which date it will be. For the new scheme, you might have to calculate the date. Remember how to calculate. Okay. If it is over dimensional cargo, up to 20 kilometers, it will be treated as one day. Each 20 kilometers, one day will be given, valid for another day. Example, you are carrying the goods in over dimensional cargo from Mysore to Bangalore. Approximately 150 kilometers will be there. How many days e-way bill will be valid? 150 kilometers means 8 days. How to calculate 8 days? The day when you generate, that day you exclude, next 8 days you calculate. Understood? Like that. other than over-dimensional cargo, if the distance is up to 200 kilometers one day, exceeding 200 kilometers for each 200 kilometer, one day will be counted. See, 210 kilometers also 2 days count will come. This is important, validity.
How the distance is calculated, sir?
They will give, sir. That will be given. No, normally you will be knowing distance from Mysore to Bangalore. If you see anywhere, if you search in the Google also, you will get to know. Otherwise, there is a Google map always. From there, they enter the distance. As soon as you enter the distance, it will calculate the validity automatically in the portal. But we are not using the portal in the exam. No, we need to calculate manually.
So practically from the warehouse of the supplier to the warehouse of the buyer, or how it is done?
Where the delivery will happen. From your place to delivery, where the delivery will happen, till that place. Till that place, you have to calculate the distance. If you are taking the goods from Mysore to Delhi, Mysore to Delhi, how will you calculate the distance? You will see the Google map, put the destination. If it shows 3,400 kilometers, you will write 3,400 or 3,500. Like that. It will be available. The mechanism to calculate distance is always there, no? Okay. Please remember, you get the question on this e-way bill. One is, what is the value? How to calculate the value? First thing. Second thing, what is the validity of the e-way bill? And the other theoretical, please go through that. Who is to fill part A, who is to fill part B? That is theoretical things. Please go through that. Okay. Exemption, exception or exemption. E-way bill is not to be generated where there is no conveyance which has motor. That means if you are carrying in goods, any goods in cycle, bullock cart, their e-way bill is not to be generated. Those are all theoretical ones. You can easily read. Okay. This one, payment of tax, interest, penalty and other accounts, I already told. Interest, penalty and all. In time of supply, I told. When they pay, that is the time of supply. Interest, penalty, all those things. Where is tax deducted at source? TDS. those exemptions. Around 20 to 25 exemptions we will see. There are 114 or 115 exemptions are there. Out of that 20-25 we will see. The others are not that important. Okay. Any question, any clarification needed in this, whatever we are discussed today?